Set me bound to be high. What's up? I'm Dan Fradenburgh, or maybe I should say bonjour tout le monde. How you doing? But I've got another wonderful episode of Chess with Investors with you today. It's going to be with my friend Don Spafford, and I need to mute out or else you get these crazy echoes and all that kind of stuff. I'm a real estate guy. I'm sure I'll explain more of that in a second. But let's get started. Oh, and good morning, by the way. Hey, how's it going? I'm Dan Fradenburgh, and this is Chess with Commercial Real Estate Investors. I'm joined today with Don Spafford. Don, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Excellent, excellent. So, there's a link in the chat for the challenge link, and I think if I go back and do it this way, then I can. Oh, I think I need to make it unrated. How about we use this link instead if you want?
Okay.
But so Don, do you want to introduce yourself? I imagine you can introduce yourself while you're. Okay, now my only question is if changing the sound to my headphones ended up killing your sound, because I don't see anything on here. Let me pause this. Go like this. What's going on? See, I got this thing going right here. We like for the live stream on LinkedIn. I'm not hearing any sound there. You should be hearing me this way. Okay, I can hear it through there. Yeah, I was right. As soon as I did that, I did terrible things. So I wonder if I stop the screen share and then I do it again, maybe we'll do something smart. Let's see. Also share audio. Share. Let's see if this goes. Yeah, the higher end ones. I think it's really fantastic what you've been able to achieve in this small amount of time. I like this. Let's do this. It's so distracting, right? It's so hard.
Exactly. Yeah. I say actually, it's to be clear, it's not mobile home parks, RV resorts.
RV resorts, exactly. So it's
Yep.
not so much like where people go to live. It's where people go for vacation with their luxury recreational vehicles. I have a real emotional attachment to that sort of lifestyle. You know that I lived in Taiwan for 15 years, so I've done the laptop lifestyle thing as far as living abroad. So having that kind of freedom, not being tied down to the same place all the time, it's pretty fantastic. And I think it's one of the new interpretations of wealth, right? There's time freedom, and then there's geographic freedom. Okay, what are we gonna do next? I know that that's a free pawn, but yeah, actually, yeah, I will do it that way. Okay, but you also have been able to get. Okay, you've been able to get out of your old W-2 to do all this full time, and that's quite the achievement as well. I'm gonna castle. There we go. So it's really really something. So but there you go.
Yeah.
So it's now been a few years. I still have the Christmas gift that you sent me. That was fantastic. I know that I owe you a hat, at least one hat still. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try that. See where it gets me.
I'll keep in mind I've not played chess for many years, and trying to play now while you're distracting me is not the easiest thing to do for sure.
It's not the easiest thing to do. Yeah.
I feel like I'm going to get totally embarrassed here and um, regret doing this.
Well, so I've got a few secrets up my sleeve now when it comes to chess. Like one of them is I was always under the impression that if somebody wins at chess, it's because they're smarter. And it's simply not true.
Right.
That's just like experience in the game trumps smarts by a long shot. It's really something. Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Eh.
I used to be pretty good back in, say, sixth grade, but not so much since then.
Yeah, yeah, that's yeah. That I remember in sixth grade, I was huge into chess, and I ran into that age-old problem of running out of opponents. It's just like once you go through the kids in your class or whatever, then it's just like, okay, well, why would I play chess if we know how it's going to go? But you don't actually know how it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
As they're like even grandmasters sometimes get caught by ridiculous little trips there. But as far as how people have known me, like so, like you're one of the few people that for like a long time you've known how I got myself into commercial real estate. So like the CRM piece of the puzzle in my work experience, that's what I think a lot of people they either don't know about me, they haven't got their head around it particularly, and I don't like advertise it per se, just because I find that tech isn't sexy at all. I don't think it's a long-term solution for much, quite frankly. So that's why I don't talk about that too much. And these days, I'm helping start a debt fund for accredited investors. So there you
Wait a
go.
second. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
It's getting spicy, isn't it?
Yeah, it caught me off guard. It's like, wait a second. I thought, okay. Um, didn't even see that move. Okay. Well,
Okay,
yeah.
so I
So
can't.
anyway,
Yeah, I think a lot of it was kind of thinking out loud when I was what I was just saying there. But okay, so I can't cover that and that. I can do it that way. Oh, right. Sure. You can have a rook for that rook.
dang it.
So there you go. It's
Oh,
as far as other new and exciting stuff. Like again, I'm really pleased about. I think so much of getting a career, like making real estate work, especially if you're like me. I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm from the internet. And oh, right, that was the other part of that problem is now I can't threaten that bishop anymore that way. I can do it that way though. Yeah, I guess I will. All right. But okay, so I'll take that back. And now that's there. Okay. Right. So it always blows my mind how distracting this game truly is. It's like I keep on thinking, it's like, oh, well, now I think I'm to the point where I can hold a decent conversation and also play sort of well.
yeah. Usually when I play, it's pretty silent. That's kind of how I prefer it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dang it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
got it. Okay. Boop.
Kind of all up in your business now.
Yeah.
Is that enough? Is that it? Yeah, it is. So that was
All
fun.
right.
You want to do another one? I think if I rematch, I think I end up as black.
Sure, let's do a rematch. See, now
Okay,
that I
let's
got
do a rematch.
the kinks out, got the rust shaken off.
Right,
It'll be
right,
better.
exactly. And I'll show you the data on this stuff too. So maybe another neat thing for us to talk about because oh, there should be a little pop-up saying that there's a rematch. It might be in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, a little square with a little red one on it, I think. So I sent that
No.
request.
Okay.
Let's see here. But yeah, so I guess let's talk marketing. So one of your big things that has really helped you out, you just try and, or maybe you can refresh the page or something, and then you'll see the rematch request somewhere. But one of your marketing approaches has been using all sorts of memes from the '80s, and that was
Yeah,
hugely successful.
yeah. I did that. I enjoyed it. It was made it a bit more fun, and spicy. But to be honest, I got to the point where like I don't know, I'm kind of kind of ran out of ideas. I'm
Yeah.
not I'm not I guess super creative when it comes to those things. I don't like repeating. I want to go back and use the same thing and change. So I've been kind of in a bit of a rut for a bit. I haven't really even thought of anything new. Um, let's see. Are you am I in this game with you or am I somewhere else?
Yeah, so I hit rematch and it's saying that I already have that challenge open. I'm gonna see what happens if I refresh to see if that
Because I
helps.
hit like a new game and it like
Oh, are
open.
you going against somebody else?
I don't think I'm with you actually. Yeah, let me just get out of here. I can because I never saw the thing. I said the thing on the bottom says new game, so I clicked that and it goes to somebody else, not you. So
Right, right,
um,
right. So the thing I want to mention though, we were talking
yeah,
about
maybe
these
not.
yeah, about marketing and like this show itself, like we are commercial real estate people. We love doing the hunt, the deal finding, like that whole piece of the puzzle. But because everybody is in personal branding, we have to do weird stuff on the internet, right? Maybe you can try the same first
I don't know.
link in
Thinking it's gonna demo
Zoom
or something else.
to see if we can do
I
that.
don't know. Hang on.
And I can edit this chunk out anyway, but yeah. So the thing about chess, this is probably I've done some really wild things as far as marketing goes to try and get my name into people's heads, different things like that. And chess feels like the most daring one of the bunch for me. It seems like a lot of people they're not really into the game. It's got a way more popularity than before because of the Queen's Gambit, the Netflix show,
Yeah, that
things
was a
like
good
that.
show. I enjoyed that one. Mainly for the chess. I actually did enjoy that show a lot. Like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Right.
Um, so yeah, that link says like oh, you put up no now. Okay, it says it only that you use that link once.
Oh yeah, that's
All right,
the
there
challenge.
we go. Maybe no, that shows opponent.
So,
There we
or
go.
if I add you as a, oh, there we go. Now we're going. Yep, and I'm black now. This will be fun. All
Okay,
right, round two.
sorry, that's the confusion.
All good, all good.
All
Well,
right,
that's what happens when you start off now. But you're white, so okay, cool. Yeah, you got it. All right, so let's try a fairly standard opening. The one of the things that I've been up to is making sure. Hmm, eh, see what that does.
hmm.
So yeah, that's an interesting aggressive bishop opening you got there. Okay. So, but yeah, as far as openings go, one of the things that I don't do, if you check online, there's all sorts of channels that'll teach you neat little, like two move this, three move whatevers, like these different traps. I deliberately don't do those just because there's a high likelihood that I'm going to run into somebody who's actually good and knows what to do in those
Yeah,
situations.
those are all the basic moves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So the scholar's mate is probably the most famous one of the bunch. There's actually three versions of it. There's the fool's mate, there's the scholar's mate. Okay. So, do I take up more space?
yeah. Well, I definitely I'd intended to try to get some practice in before this match, but didn't get a chance to do that.
Well, that's why we have repeat appearances. I think the main
Yeah.
thing about this is it's going to have a gazillion episodes if it's ever going to work, and so that's one piece of the puzzle. But the other thing, I was actually telling our friends Kevin Leonce and Douglas Dowell that the secret is you can't brush up on chess in a week. It
Yeah,
doesn't work
for
like
sure.
that. It's too
Hmm.
complicated. It's literally, like hundreds of millions of possible outcomes. Hmm. So, okay, then I guess I'll do this instead. Yeah, it's a fun little setup got on the go here.
Um, anyways, yeah. So, but to go back to, I guess, the bit more about me. So, yeah, I'm known for doing the RV stuff. Um, and I didn't even see your last one because I was distracted. But I also do several other things. In fact, I kind of keep myself busy. I like to, um, be involved in lots of things. So I actually also involved with a group that does build to rent multifamily projects. Building up large number of doors. We have a few projects going on right now. And I also have some other JV deals that I do, some different things. Just recently started doing some new home builds to sell with a local home builder in my area.
Hmm.
So yeah, I try to keep myself in different things to kind of have all bases covered. We'll say, I guess, to have a bit of diversification even within myself, I guess. Um, so yeah, keep things interesting too.
Excellent, excellent. So, and I know another thing that's happened since I've known you, you got huge on the podcast circuit. It's probably been on like a couple hundred at this point, right? It's a lot
Um,
for
I,
sure.
I wish it was kind of my goal, but yeah, I did about a little over 100, I think, and then kind of I don't know, so sort of ran out of shows to go on, I guess maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
That anyway, I never, to be honest, I never really sought out to be on a bunch of them. I only think requested on maybe a few.
yeah,
The rest of them were all direct invitations for me to come on their show. So, um,
right.
otherwise, yeah, I probably wouldn't have. But yeah, I like doing it. Definitely the first few were scary,
Hmm.
as you know, I'm not very much a uh,
An extrovert. Yeah, you're not
yeah, an
really an
extrovert.
extrovert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it took some getting used to doing that. But yeah, then I got used to it. It wasn't a big deal. You just get the experience in, um, and then it kind of feels like you know what you're doing. It's not a big deal anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think part of it is, things were so hot back in 2020, 2021, and everybody and their dog was told, oh, you need to have a podcast. And I think that was one of the clear ways where I zagged when everybody else was zigging, right? Which was in the sense that while people were trying to what is it like emphasize people's struggles, their history, things like that. I decided to go for an approach of let's find out who are you and what do you do, and then we'll figure out all the personal stuff. I also made the joke a long time ago about how it's like, okay, well, sure, like when we're partnered or something like that, then I'll be interested in hearing the story about when you had your bicycle stolen when you were 8 years old.
Yeah,
But, like there are a lot of people who've had their bicycles stolen as a child, and it's kind of tough to really, run a business, get a startup. It's like time is money and it's way more true when you're an entrepreneur, I think. You've got only so many things you can do in a week, and those weeks turn into years pretty quickly. Okay, try that. This is it's funny. This game has a completely different character from the last one. This one's so it seems a lot sharper to me. Thorny, spiky. Oh,
Yeah, well, as I said, I got got that rust off a little bit. Still need to probably a couple more games. I could probably do much better, but
right.
at least I got a better start. Like I said, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's really wild as far as the state
Can
of
can
these
I do that
games.
move? Can you-
Yes. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my knight someplace stupid, letting you move your bishop back, and then I'll move my knight back so that you can do your proper move, okay? So
Okay.
I move that, so now you move your bishop back, okay, and now I move my knight back.
Oh, okay. Okay. Right. I thought your knight was
Okay,
already there
and
before I
yeah.
did my. Yeah, I don't know. Did you move that after I moved my bishop? I don't remember.
No, that's where it
Okay.
was sitting. It was sitting there threatening your queen
Yeah, and then I moved my
with the
bishop. Okay.
bishop,
Yeah.
giving it
Yeah, that
hanging.
was okay. And I didn't notice it after. I was like, wait a second. How did I not see that?
Right,
Yeah, just distracting me talking about other stuff, talking about bicycles and things. Yeah. So
right. Knight back. Okay, I was just looking at that, basically freaking out a little bit, saying like, why am I not taking that queen? But that's because my audio is delayed. I'm listening to the feed through here because it's live streaming. But now I understand why. It's because it was saying all these hey, can I undo? But don't let me get in your way. Let's continue this.
yeah.
So did I strike a nerve there? You had your bicycle stolen, didn't you?
Well, let's see. I actually did. Well, it was technically my sister's bicycle, but yeah. But
Oh,
I'd used it. I'd used it the day before, and then the next day it was stolen. So
I
yeah.
see. I see. I lived in far enough in the country that nobody could steal my bike. That's impossible. Okay, so I can't do that now. Yeah, my last move was way better than this one's gonna be. It seems. Yeah, I guess I have to do that now, don't I? Yuck.
But
Um,
yeah, I've definitely for like you said those LinkedIn posts with the old 80s memes. I said it's kind of funny. I noticed even myself. I noticed this kind of a change. Um, like what I was posting before I left my W-2 job is very different than what I posted after. I think I had that. Um, I don't know. The is it my move? Sorry, it was. Um,
yeah, it is. Yeah, I moved the
um,
late.
yeah. So like I uh had this. I assume it's because the this different type of I guess desire or motivation for my posts when I was still having a W-2 job. And then once I
Mhm.
got out of it, my thoughts and processes were different.
Yep.
And so I my posting changed, I guess, because of that. Not
Right,
um,
right, and I think a lot of it, like that's what I was saying about the posting in general, right? It's like what's really changed is interest rates were raised and different things like that. Oh, I can do it that way. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm gonna try that one. Yes, it's so basically, when interest rates go up, that means that people like it doesn't change the amount of money that people have on average. So it means that fewer, like, the actual properties decrease in value as a result when interest goes up. If you play the cash flow game from Rich Dad Poor Dad, there's one card in there. It's like interest rates went up, so you have to send these houses back to the bank, which makes no sense. From I'm saying, like, if once you're in real estate, it makes perfect sense. But before you're in real estate, it doesn't make any sense because at the end of the day, what it's you know what? I am going to do this because I'm just not sure what your approach is here. But so if you do interest only loans, then up, so you have to Okay, I'm going to pause it for a sec because I'm going to try something a little bit new here. So if I mute screen audio and then if I hit this, then maybe when we spend 1 minute to introduce Joe Cook, then I won't have a crazy echo. So I apologize if there's a crazy echo for this, but it's a fun little 1 minute clip. I'm letting you know Joe Cook. Let's do it.
Small does nothing but put more money in the pot.
Right.
If we talk about just the investor side, I mean, Shane talked about the sponsor side a little bit. I'll talk about the investor side. Okay, so you want the most money in terms of return with the least risk. All right, you want to do it yourself, you can go get 13 or 14%. You're going to do all the underwriting, it's not going to be passive.
If you bet, probably not.
I think I'd have to bet at least 2,500 before they fold.
And the pot is
4,000.
4,000. Yeah, I think you're right, but I'd rather just check.
Okay.
First position, you have the right of collection and the right of foreclosure or sheriff's sale, well, you know, wherever you're at.
Woohoo, I'm a smart kid. I figured out how to play the little video there, that little segue without it echoing like crazy. But this is Chess with Investors featuring Don Spafford. Let's go back to it. Here we go. It makes absolutely perfect sense that you'll end up losing these houses as a result of an interest rate increase. You know, but you know, as far as valuations go, I think connecting those dots, it's a little bit easier for a typical person, but it just means that you know, like the party, I'm not going to say the party's over, but like you kind of get that in a sense where it's, you know, now it's the real work is being done where things, you know, you don't have all sorts of hot money that's being passed around from bank to bank to bank to bank.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like, you know, then it becomes a matter of conveying integrity, you know, that you follow through on your commitments. And so this is when the real work is to be done. But I guess I just want to emphasize one other thing, which is just how I really like how this chess format lets us dig into subjects where like I just don't see how you can get into it in a normal podcast, because you know, like you end up getting you end up getting involved in the game, and then it kind of puts aside the hey, I'm on a podcast part. Right. And then yeah, so I think that we end up getting to the point a little bit faster, but I'm also eager to have this be a show where people in the industry, while they're doing their emails and things like that, they have this playing in the background, and you know, every once in a while glancing over to see the game, and you know, picking sides. You know, it's like, you know, I sure hope Don wins, or I hope Dan wins this time, or whatever it is. You know.
Yeah, that was a good move for last year.
Yeah, that's a pretty nasty fork, but
yeah.
But that's the other issue too, is I don't want to be accused of just distracting people so that they make bad moves either.
Yeah, wouldn't want to have that on you.
Right. Right.
Blame Canada, I guess.
Blame Canada. It's definitely Canada's fault.
Get rid of a pickle here. All right.
Yeah. So, and unfortunately, I got another one coming up soon. So, okay, it's a 10-minute game here too, so we got a little bit of time still. How am I going to do this? Oh, that'll be hanging. So with that,
Yeah, it's definitely a bit more distracting than just like the hot wings thing.
yeah,
Hard to have a conversation when you're trying to not get killed.
right. And well, that's another issue I have with this game. I find is that I try not to take too much time out of courtesy because it's just like, okay, come on, get on with it. Like,
Yeah.
like all day, right? And but
Yeah.
sometimes,
well, you've already done enough. You've already done enough of these. Now you're definitely got more practice than I do at this point. So
yeah. Well, I also put myself through a self-imposed boot camp for chess. Basically, it's pretty crazy. Okay, so if you're there, oh, that's a fork. So there we go. Actually, let me just hit up my next one and tell them I'm going to be a few minutes late, and they'll know. Let's see. Oh yeah, I'll do it through here. Match. Okay, there we go. So, and they say that multitasking is bad for men. Some people say that men just can't do it. And
dang it. I didn't see that.
right.
All right. That's on, I guess. I don't know.
That's what I mean by it's like, it's debatable.
Yeah, I know.
There you go. So thank you very much, Don. That's been fantastic. I know that LinkedIn's a great way to get a hold of you. You're also very active on Facebook. LinkedIn's a great way to get a hold of me as well. It says that I blundered twice on this one though, so now we know how that goes. But thanks again. I really look forward to joining me again on this show. It's
my pleasure. I'll have to practice up some and we'll have a rematch. Yeah, because my pride's hurt now. So. Yes.
Oh my goodness. That's all I mean. But anyway, thanks a bunch for watching. Please do make a point of hitting subscribe, especially if you want to check this stuff out. Then that way, maybe YouTube will actually pay for these videos instead of me. Thanks. Bye.
She said,
does nothing but put more money in the pot.
Right.
If we talk about just the investor side, I mean, Shane talked about the sponsor side a little bit. I'll talk about the investor side. Okay, so you want the most money in terms of return with the least risk. All right, you want to do it yourself, you can go get 13 or 14%. You're going to do all the underwriting, it's not going to be passive.
If you bet, probably not.
I think I'd have to bet at least 2,500 before they fold.
And the pot is
4,000.
4,000. Yeah, I think you're right, but I'd rather just check.
Okay.
First position, you have the right of collection and the right of foreclosure or sheriff's sale, well, you know, wherever you're at.
And okay. So let's get rid of that screen. I guess I need to speak to you this way. I should need to turn this off as well. But what else is going on? I just want to share that we have a webinar. Maybe I'll take some voice lessons and learn how to speak in a minute. But yeah, we have a webinar coming up. It's on Thursday. Let me pull up. We got a different domain than the one that you saw a moment ago. Let me present. I'll stop that screen. I'll show this screen, which is going to be this one right here. It's the Better Lender Learning Series presented by Joe Cook and ECFG. The topic is how real estate deals hit double-digit returns, because of course, most of the time when you have somebody coming along and talking about a deal that has, when you hear double-digit returns, something like that, it's probably they're talking about their own deal. In this one, I think that you can't really trust information if that's if they're directly benefiting from it. So the topic I think that's most valuable to you guys is you're probably going, okay, well, I'm moving up in the world, things are getting a little bit better, or I don't know who isn't what's the word? A huckster, I suppose, is the word. Who's honest in this industry? They're often telling you, "Oh, well, this is the way to make money in real estate, and this is the only way to make real estate," and that's just simply not true. But this webinar goes through two different approaches that people have to get their returns from real estate. And coming from a lender's perspective, lenders have to know if somebody's actually hitting those double-digit returns or not. Whereas when you're an investor, you just have to basically go through the underwriting and figure out what it is. But this is at capturetheopportunity.com/webinar. And I believe I can go like this. And then, yes, I got it right. Here's a QR code that you can scan if you want to pause that video and scan that. That will let you register for that webinar if that sounds like something that you want to know more about, where it's not a great big, hey, get involved in this partnership or something like that. That's not what's going on. It really is just sharing the details that I think people want to know. But this has been Chess with Investors. I need to thank you once more for joining me. If you want to do me a solid, especially if you're on YouTube, you can hit the subscribe button so those clowns end up paying me for these videos instead of me paying for these videos. But thanks again for joining. I hope you have a delightful weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.